something. If any of us right now, God forbid, were to get robbed right now or held at gunpoint, I would hope for the betterment of you guys, right? You guys would tell the police.
Be snitching, but if you are a civilian, you feel me, then I don't really think that word can apply to you.
Nah, but look at how like main online and a lot of celebrity discourse, some of the main people who are critiquing, oh, Offset snitched or Gucci Man snitched.
Anybody that been in the streets and in the trenches, they should know. They know this, that the police ain't there to help you. They're not going to help you. They're going to make matters worse. Okay?
That's sad.
No, they're going to make no. Listen to me. Listen to me. They're going to make matters. They're going to make matters worse. The volcano from out of Iceland, they come to take over the rap game like the white man. Iller than Hitler, photobombing Yahoo, read it bomb missile. Watch me do it like the Pointer Sisters. Slip arsenic in your corn liquor. The bigger L's than the Aubrey nigga. From Pappy Mason to Pastor Mason, the church is vacant. I'm preaching with Bobby, trapped in the basement. I'm laughing, just imagine the Sleepy Beauty had herpes.
If any of us right now, God forbid, were to get robbed right now or held at gunpoint, I would hope for the betterment of you guys, right? You guys would tell the police or say something. Now, you could retaliate, yes. Then what's the end result of that? Okay, you retaliate, you get locked up, the cycle continues. I mean, what's about our culture with not the no snitch rule, and if you snitch, and even if you make gangster music, at this point, bro, hip hop itself, any genre of itself, keeping that character, keeping that up is been dead. Decades ago, it's been dead. It's been dead really since the 90s. You know how many rappers and artists from the 90s got exposed for being fake, for being fugazi in their rhymes? Are we still about the no snitching code? Like, man, how old we are?
I feel you that that's not what you should strive to be, yo. But we're in an era where more times than not, especially in this era, a lot of the quote unquote gangster rappers are really like that. You feel me? Like Free Dirk, the list will go on and on, bro. Like, I hear you, but there's quite a track record for this era of rap where people who make them type of records are really like that. There's a lot of niggas who aren't. You feel me? But the most notable people in that genre, as far as drill music and the drill adjacent, especially from Chicago and from Memphis, a lot of them rappers are really like that, bro. Like I feel you though, but like we in an era where a lot of them are really living their lyrics, bro. Back then, it was a lot of rappers acting like gangsters. Now you got niggas that are really like that. You feel me? Trying to be rappers or becoming rappers, bro. But they not turning off the switch where I've made it to a certain point, so I don't have to think like I'm the muscle anymore. I don't have to think like I'm on the block no more. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
but you're in an era where these niggas is more than likely living what they talking about, bro. Not to say that should be glorified, but
sometimes I know some people that talk bad don't live their life, but sometimes I don't know. I believe it's still the same amount to a certain degree. I will leave that alone, though.
I get that. I get that. It makes sense, but at the end of the day, right? Why do niggas want to be in the cell for a guy named Tyrone eating honey buns all day? You know what I mean? Like watching him take a deuce. It makes no sense.
You can't eat the honey bun.
You can't eat the honey, like like the honey bun with the glaze on it. Come on, man.
Listen. We got to move on. But you asked the panel question, right? And you got to get the panel's giving you the true answer, what their response to it.
Yeah.
Me personally, I
think let me add one thing to build off of Quan's saying point. I think one issue is that I can understand if you live by that code, you know what I mean, and you in the streets and then you snitching, so a Gucci Man or Offset, it does seem hypocritical if you go out and tell. But my issue is when downstream, when it's absorbed by people who have nothing to do with the streets, and that's ordering how they see the world, and when they should snitch, because you not snitching is enabling criminals in your community, and the reason why some cases aren't being solved, and why certain things happen, persist in our community, and so on and so forth. So that's my where, like, when I see Quan's point, it's like, at when it's consumed downstream to non-street actors by regular people, it's like it does not
Right.
seem
I have a question because
normal.
we all of the same opinion, I would assume, right? That if you are a civilian, then snitching don't apply to you. That would just be you doing it. You saw something and you felt like you had to say something. You feel me? But if you are a criminal and you are participating in criminal acts and you inform on or talk about another criminal, that would be snitching. But if you are a civilian, you feel me, then I don't really think that word can apply to you.
No, but look at how like main on online, and a lot of celebrity discourse. Some of the main people who are critiquing, oh, Offset snitched, or Gucci Man snitch, don't concern you because you're a civilian, and it's but it's ordering how you think, and that again is like, why do we care? We should want to tell on criminals. We
Yeah,
should don't
that's
want
one
them.
is if you from a street background, anybody that been in the streets and in the trenches, they know this, that the police ain't there to help you. They're not gonna help you. They're gonna make matters worse. Okay.
That's sad.
No, they're gonna make no, listen to me. Listen to me. They're gonna make matters worse because they say, okay, we offer you protective custody. That's not your whole family. They're gonna put you in some cheesy, rat-infested roach motel where niggas can easily these days,
Yo,
information get a hold to you
that
and buck
ass.
you off. You know, they're not here to help you.
There's been hella niggas in Baltimore, yo. There's been hella niggas who was supposed to be quote unquote protected that got violated.
They got bodied. They're not here to help you, bro.
Yo, there was we can't even talk about that shit, bro.
But not going into too much detail, but
we can't even talk.
Listen, they're not here to help you. I believe this, okay? And don't take the word gangster as self-glorification or any of that nature. It's not to be used in a I pray that y'all do not use this in a negative way, what I'm about to say. Gangsters in the blood, bro. Whether you far away from the streets, it's in you. And that's what I mean. Yes, you want to have a cool head, and the older you get. Somebody called me yesterday and said, yo, I had to change the locks on my daughter's door. This is a killer, a former killer. He did his time. He said, but me and the young ox had to run down on this nigga. And I'm like, okay, damn. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell somebody how to react in certain situations. Maybe brutal force is needed sometimes because one thing for sure, two things for sure. If anybody been on the playground, they know that school prep you for the real world in prison or streets for some of us, right? If a bully smack you and take your lunch money, what's going to happen the next day, y'all? Y'all don't punch him in the mouth?
He going to keep doing that shit.
Keep doing it. So, like it or not, sometimes law got to be put down so niggas will know how to act right. I hate to say it, but it's the truth, bro. It's the truth. That's why I said, we right? That guy at a mill can't live with himself knowing that you took something from him and he didn't get it back from you. It's as simple as that. And far as the law, they ain't doing nothing. That's the right thing to do, but they ain't doing nothing, bro.
Especially here, yo. Like, there was this one, y'all niggas might have to edit this, bro, but there was somebody that informed about some shit that happened over East. So you telling me that they gave you information about some shit that happened over East, and then you hid this nigga in Towson? You feel me? Like, what?
Man.
For those that's not in Baltimore, that's an outskirt of East Baltimore. You feel me? So you hit a nigga 10, 15 minutes away.
No, it's not even an outskirt. It's just a matter of running across the street over Northern Parkway. You're in Towson.
Man, I'm itchy, and I'm gonna buy me a steak after.
You know? But Yeah, man.
Hey.
I feel everybody's situation. We ain't gonna have time to do the bracket. We do that next week. But I feel everybody on that. Everybody has a point, and the right thing to do, especially if you're a civilian and you have a family and you're a critical thinker. You know, you're a person like, if I make this move, this may happen, whatever the case may be. The right thing is to do is to get law enforcement in there. But the law it depends on the city. But I'm here to tell you, as far as Baltimore City, and I'm quite sure it's everywhere, they are not in the favor of the citizens, the
Mm.
taxpayers. You know, that's the right thing to do. But if you're in the streets, you gotta handle it streets. You don't. The police is not to be involved whatsoever.
Mm.
Streets get handled one way or another. If y'all swash it or somebody get put in the dirt. There's no other way
Uh,
around it.
I don't feel like we gotta handle it streets. I just feel like we, as our people, we gotta go back to the basics. We gotta come together and we gotta start isolating these people.
No, what you
And
said,
not no.
real
I'm
quick,
saying
Bizzle,
if the
what you
yeah.
saying? Are you telling street dudes not to handle a street?
No, I'm saying in general. I'm just saying everybody. I just feel like we just can't accept that for our future kids and our future generations. Honestly, we need to start isolating these people. Really, if you're gonna come over here with that street stuff, man, you're not welcome over here. Honestly, if you
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
if you kill that person's, I don't care if that's your op, whatever it is. If you kill my friend's cousin, if you kill his friend's father or something like that, then don't come over here. Don't bring that negative energy over here.
Yeah,
We
in
need
the
to start pushing ourselves away from these people. We need to start isolating ourselves from these people, but we also need to start helping these people as well. We tell them like, no, we're not no more just accepting this. It's just how it is. You know what I mean? We're not accepting this a part of our community. If you touch that kid, if you kill that man, you don't need to be over here with us. You know what I mean? There
well,
needs to be
yeah,
there needs to be a neighborhood punishment. There needs to
it,
be us
So
as
you
a
saying
neighborhood.
roll
yeah,
them out? You feel me? Like if
yeah. In
they
a
just
Basically.
perfect world, in a perfect setting, yes. A lot of y'all too young for this, but it used to be a time in the projects, the Nation of Islam was security down there, and they ran all the drug dealers out. Jam, you probably remember this in Gov. They ran the drug dealers out of these projects and stuff like that. And then when the government seen how well, the city seen how well the crime rate was being low, they removed the Nation of Islam and brought the police back in, and the crime went back up. What they're telling you, the people who, the lawmakers are the ones who are endorsing and encouraging and are the real criminals, and the people on the ground are just the foot soldiers.
You
So
start
you're telling you're telling on the police, you're telling the police on the foot soldier when that police is probably giving the foot soldier, that guy who robbed you, he the one who gave him the gun to rob you.
Mm.
He the one that gave him the drugs to sell to your mother or your sister. You're asking a criminal to police another criminal. That doesn't make sense.
No, we're not asking criminals to police over criminals. I'm asking Jamal Wan. I'm asking Gov. I'm asking Skills. I'm asking Ty. I'm asking JC. I'm not asking criminals. We gotta set the standard. You know what I mean? We gotta set the standard. We can't wait for people to stop, like to put down their guns and stuff like that. We gotta set the standard. Our neighborhoods.
I would
We
say
need in our neighborhoods, we need to pit together. We need teams. We need communication. We need meetings, neighborhood meetings. You know what I mean? We need to
Yeah,
watch out for each other. We need to isolate
they
these
take a lot of
people.
sacrifice. They take a lot of sacrifice in lives. Lives will be lost,
Okay.
one way or another, because you will have the government that's high tier, the top tier that's going to bring you down. FBI want to, we seen what happened to the Black Panther movement. We seen it happen to so many movements in the Black community who wanted right for their children, the kids that was coming up. Because it was a song called "The Children Are the Future" by Whitney Houston, and I used to say, "Oh, that's a corny song" while I was coming up. But the children are the future. Because they're the next generation. They got to be the minds that change things and revamp the ills and traumas in society, right? But it's an uphill battle that requires sacrifice, and it's war, and all the soldiers will have to be martyrs, and it will be lives lost because they're trying to do righteous things in the community. You
Mm.
will have your own people against you. You will have your own government against you, and you will be martyred.
well, the best
Mm.
solution to that is separation. There, separation will have to be needed because it will always be that same result, regardless of the fact.
with separation from who? I agree with you that there is certain separation needed, but separation from who exactly, and then how we do that. Like Adam L just said, right? Most of our positive organizations were brought down from within, and having the FBI send in people that look like us that really work for them to infiltrate and dilute the movement. You feel me? So how exactly would you determine that? And I feel like Adam L, like, yeah, like I agree with you, Quan, that we need to be the change we want to see. You get what I'm saying? And it has to start somewhere. You feel me? But at the end of the day, you can't stop the infiltration, especially from those who look like you, because you would think, you feel me, you that all right, you want to be down, you feel me, but all skin folk ain't kin folk. So it just comes to who's willing to pay that price, you know what I mean? But I get what you're saying, bro. And I agree with you. I agree with you, bro, but I feel like it's easier said than done. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But I do see certain neighborhoods with neighborhood watch and things like that. And you got like organizations like 10 Day of Family. Like you do have organizations out here that are making positive impact. You feel me? But as far as complete constructive change, everybody not ready for that. You feel me? Like you should want that. You should want that. We should want that. But we've been talking about that since the 60s, 70s with the last poets and shit like that. Like,
So everybody don't want that.
Right. So I think it's gonna have to take like individuals, and wherever we are, like in individuals in various pockets. It's probably gonna be small. You know what I mean? Because you're not gonna be able to do it on a large scale. But it's gonna have to be able to do it wherever you are. Have those individual collectives, small collectives, like-minded individuals trying to do what they can do. But when you think about organizations like this, it's easy to infiltrate. Because, like, imagine young dudes starting up something like this. All they got to do is try to send the type of woman that you would be most attracted to. You know what I mean? To try to veer off your whole mission and everything. And next thing you know, your organization's about something other than what you intended it to be. Or they done brought something else inside of it that is now counterproductive to the whole mission that you already had in the beginning. So, like I was saying, you got to keep the individuals, got to like-minded individuals, try to build something small. Everybody's got to keep doing that, you know what I mean? And bit by bit, hopefully they can start to get to a point where they get strong enough that then you can branch out and branch with those other organizations, you know what I mean? But to try to do something on some big major scale like that, easy for them to just try to integrate and try to take it over.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to the youth, man, the young men coming up, because I don't think they get enough publicity and shine. We always looking at the negative side of our people and the young people who are misguided out here, and may they be guided soon. I mean, we don't give enough credit to the young people that's foots on the ground that's trying to make a change. They don't get it. They're not in the spotlight. There's a lot of young people out here that's out here that's trying to do positive things and feel the same way the OGs feel, but they don't get the spotlight. There's a lot of young people in schools that want change and education and stuff like that. Their voices are not heard. There's a lot of young rappers out here and positive rappers, you know, that want to see hip hop change its shift in the way we think as a people, because music is a strong influence in the culture, in the world. But their voices are not heard. You get what I'm saying? So I just want to give a shout out to them, man. They're out there. They're out there. You know.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
But
indeed.
if anybody else want to say anything, if not, we can end this. We do the bracket next week. Yeah, that part. Everybody cool? We good?
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. I'm your host, Adam Mill. To the left of me is my co-host, because the governor, Quan Bizzle in the middle, pause, Jamawana, hopefully I said that right. Skills Mecca, the hip hop scholar, Ty, the man off the grid, and JC.
Yeah,
Yo,
everybody
let's
listen to my
download
album
music.
one-sided. Listen to my album one-sided. You're gonna love it.
That's
Listen.
what's up. That's what's up. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, hate if you will. I like to hate comments, you know, because, you know, people, when they hate, you know what I'm saying, it gets more traction than love. That's crazy. But traction, all good traction, and publicity is good publicity to me. All right, fellas, man, enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. As my man from Griselda would say, stay dangerous, man.
For real.
Peace. Peace.
Peace.